I knew fame would change my life. I just didn't expect it to change how people talked about me. One year, I'm the kid people are cheering for. The next year, I'm the target everyone has an opinion about. Nobody warned me how fast love can turn into hate. And honestly, I wasn't prepared for this. I thought if you worked hard enough, if you were good enough, people would respect that. I thought the game would speak for itself. But I learned real quick that when you're in the spotlight, people don't just watch you play. They watch everything. They analyze every word, every look, every single thing you do on and off the court. And they form opinions that have nothing to do with basketball. I've been playing this game since I was a little kid, shooting on a hoop that was too big for me and a ball that was too heavy. In college, everything started to move in. Fast forward, the shots got deeper, the arenas got louder, and suddenly people who had never watched women's basketball were tuning into every game won. The cameras followed everywhere, every move, every expression, every timeout, huddle. It went from who is she to you can't avoid her almost overnight. That kind of attention feels flattering at first. You feel like you're doing something that matters, like you're making a real impact on the game, until you realize it comes with a price. Because when that many eyes are on you, they're not all looking at you the same way. Some people are rooting for you. Some people are waiting for you to fail. And some people just want something to talk about. Whether it's good or bad doesn't really matter to them. At first, it was all praise. Win a big game, drop a crazy stat line, and the world loves you. The headlines write themselves. The social media posts flood in. Everyone wants to interview you. Everyone wants to know your story. But then you lose. You miss shots. You have a bad night. Maybe you turn the ball over a couple times, or the defense locks you down, and you see how quickly we love you turns into you're overrated. You realize a lot of people weren't supporting you. They were supporting the version of you that never fails. The support starts to feel conditional. As long as you win, you're the hero. The moment you're human, you're the problem. It's like people forget that this is a sport, that even the best players have off nights, that basketball is a team game and sometimes it's just not your day, but none of that matters when you're the face of something bigger than yourself. When you're the one everyone's watching, you don't get the luxury of being average. You don't even get the luxury of being good. You have to be perfect. And perfection is impossible. You finish a game, and before you even untie your shoes, it's already on your phone. Clips, memes, hot takes, one bad shot, one facial expression, one moment of frustration, and suddenly you're trending for all the wrong reasons. There are people who will never meet you, but they'll write full essays about you in the comments. They'll tell you who you are, what you think, and what you deserve. They'll break down your body language like they're professional psychologists. They'll compare you to other players, pit you against your own teammates, create narratives that have nothing to do with reality. The noise starts getting louder than the applause. And if you're not careful, it starts sounding more believable than your own voice. You start to second guess yourself. You start to wonder if maybe they're right. Maybe you're not as good as you thought. Maybe you don't belong here. That's what hate does. It doesn't just attack you from the outside. It gets inside your head and makes you question everything you've worked for. People see the cameras, the crowds, the jerseys, the highlights. What they don't see are the quiet moments after. The bus rides, where it's suddenly a lot quieter than usual. The hotel rooms where you're just staring at the ceiling, replaying every possession. You open your phone. You tell yourself you won't look. You look anyway. And you read things you would never say to another human being. Things that are cruel, personal, vicious. You start to ask yourself, am I really that bad? Do I actually deserve this? That's the part nobody posts. The moments where you're alone with the hate and you're trying to decide if you still believe in yourself. You're trying to remember why you started playing this game in the first place, because it wasn't for the attention. It wasn't for the endorsements or the followers. It was because you loved it. Because the sound of the ball going through the net made everything else disappear. But now everything else is so loud that it's hard to hear that sound anymore. At some point, you have to zoom out. You have to ask, where is all this coming from? A lot of it isn't really about you. It's about what you represent. Change makes people uncomfortable. Spotlights shift. Old narratives break. Some people don't like that the game is different now too. Some people don't like that more eyes are on women's basketball. Some people don't like that you're the one in the middle of it. They call it criticism. They say it's just opinions. But under all of that, there's fear. Fear of change. Fear of losing control of the story. And once you realize that, you stop taking every comment so personally. You understand that the hate isn't really about whether you made that three-pointer or whether you had a good assist-to-turnover ratio. It's about something bigger. It's about people who are threatened by progress, by attention going somewhere it didn't used to go, by a young woman taking up space in a way that makes them uncomfortable. And when you see it for what it really is, it loses some of its power. The hardest lesson in all of this, not every attack deserves an answer. There were moments where it would have been easy to fire off a tweet, to clap back, to explain myself, to defend every little thing that people were criticizing. But then you remember your real voice isn't on an app, it's on the court. So you show up, you practice, you lift, you watch film, you work on the parts of your game that need work. You connect with your teammates. You focus on what you can control. You let your game say what your words never need to. Staying composed doesn't mean you don't feel it. It just means you refuse to let someone else steer your emotions. It means you're going to respond in the way that matters most by getting better, by competing harder, by proving that the noise can't break you. People talk about thick skin like it's just something you wake up with. It's not. It's something you build one painful comment at a time. There's a difference between being tough and being numb. Tough means you hear it, but it doesn't define you. Numb means you don't feel anything at all. And losing your ability to feel, that's not strength. That's survival mode. And you can't stay in survival mode forever. So you learn boundaries, you protect your confidence, you decide whose voice actually matters. Your coaches, your teammates, your circle, the people who see you work every single day, the people who know your heart, your character, your commitment. You stop trying to convince strangers who have already made up their minds and start focusing on the people who are in the gym with you when nobody's watching. If you're watching this and you've ever felt hated, doubted, or picked apart, hear this. Hate doesn't automatically mean you're wrong. Sometimes it means you're visible. Sometimes it means you're doing something big enough to make people uncomfortable. 2, you don't have to be an athlete for this to be true. You could be starting a business, posting your art, trying something new, speaking up about something that matters to you. The more you step into who you really are, the more opinions you'll wake up. That doesn't mean you should shrink. It means you're starting to matter. It means people can't ignore you anymore. Stay honest with yourself. Stay grounded in your work. And don't hand your self-worth to a comment section. Don't let people who don't know you define you. The hate didn't stop me. It tried to distract me. It tried to drain me. It tried to make me smaller, quieter, less confident. But it didn't stop me. If anything, it forced me to grow, to decide who I am without the noise, to take back the narrative. I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to compete, to push the game forward, to show what's possible when you refuse to back down, to prove that women's basketball deserves every bit of attention it's getting and more. In the end, the hate didn't write my story. It just made the story stronger. It made me stronger. And that's something they'll never be able to take away.